right. And I think we are transitioning. Yep. There we go. We're all set. Hello, anybody watching? Anybody watching the stream or anybody who's watching the VOD right now? Welcome to what used to be called Adventures on the Infinite Seas, which is now Adventures in Razfaroh, because the crew has decided to go onto the mainland for reasons. So they are now currently parked and they are taken off into the mainland, exploring what the world has to offer right now. So, hello, I'm Matt, the Dungeon Master for this game. To my... I get this wrong every time. To my right...
To your one side.
To my side. My right side is Geordi, who is playing Jocelyn Revale, the half-elf pirate gunslinger. And to his right is Harper, playing Titus Rook, the Aasimar bard.
Pirate.
He is now officially a pirate after having joined Jocelyn's crew a short bit ago. So, they're not both
Yar,
pirates.
har, fiddle dee dee.
But now you guys aren't at the sea anymore. So you guys aren't pirates anymore.
Still be a pirate.
Once a pirate, always a pirate.
But it's like there's a boat, and you like put it on water. There's people on them. They're called pirates. But you're not on that right now.
You'd be a land
Still have
pirate.
a
Like a
crew.
land shark.
Yeah.
Don't give him ideas.
I was just about to say. I got
I'm getting sick. I don't care.
I'm still worried about swimming Tarasques
All
or
right.
land krakens.
Mm-hmm. Everything's just gonna get switched around because people are making me angry. But all right. So, would either of you guys like to give a quick recap of what happened last week?
Harper, we can my throat is sore as fuck.
Allow the bard to recount the last adventure. Remember the last what did we do? Oh yeah, so we docked our ship at a small port fishing village. I don't remember the name of it. Neither I or Titus was paying attention. I should have wrote it down. I probably did write it down. My notes are very expansive.
That's fair.
But we set about looking for information on our good old friend Thundernuts so we can repay him for the kind visit he did to our friend Gray. And by kind visit, I mean murder, and by repay, I mean also murder. So we were we were looking for Thundernuts in this small, quaint little fishing village. And found almost nothing. Almost. Keyword there. While Jocelyn was out perusing the wares, she got a new gun. Looks pretty nice. Not as much recoil. Nice little on that kick. Meanwhile, Titus was in the bar getting drunk and managed to get a little bit of information on which way Thundernuts was heading, assuming it was in fact Thundernuts. Titus also then spent, 4-5 hours in the tavern playing piano?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that, playing piano, drumming up a nice bit of business, a nice bit of crowd. Didn't get paid for it, except in booze.
Just for the love of music, man.
So I guess he got paid for it. Next day, we shipped off. Titus led the entire group in song. Got, I can't remember our Dragonborn's name at the moment.
Salem.
Got Salem singing, grooving along.
He was pretty bad.
He's not that good, but he's not the greatest, but I'm sure there's a song out there that he can sing. Titus is absolutely certain of it. Everybody has a song they can sing. Or a beat they can dance to. But then we make it into some town with a fair. I don't know what the name of the town is. What is the name of the town? Doran. I have to put that. Doran? Like Doran's ring?
Yep.
God damn it. All right,
keep in
so
mind,
we make
this
it
world
into
was
the town of
made
Doran.
about like 3-4 years ago when I was still playing.
Okay.
So
Okay, so we make it in the town of Doran during their festival, celebrating, I believe it was 100 years of peace.
yep.
100 years of peace. There was music, food, very importantly, food, and drink. Jocelyn went off with her mother and talked about something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
It's fine.
While Titus was off getting his bow restrung and his sword sharpened. And then, as the mayor and his liaison, is that correct? I don't know what that man was.
He was essentially
Guard captain?
he was running the mining operation in Doran.
So, head miner.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, so the mayor and the head miner come out on stage after this okay bard troop was on. Titus could have did a better job by himself with Salem, in all honesty. But after the okay bard troop was done, the mayor and the head of the miners came out and addressed the crowd. Very lovely speech. Then they brought out the Rune Squad, I believe.
The Rune Squad.
Yeah. Titus doesn't think much of them so far, but it's mainly the Wood Elf that seems to be trying to hype it up. He's trying a little too hard. In Titus's opinion. But anyway, they address the crowd. They go on about their tale of something Titus also wasn't paying attention. I haven't written down that. Titus wasn't paying attention. He was more focused on his father's sword. And then disaster struck, as the mayor was impaled by not one blade, but two. And turns out the dwarf, the head of the miners, was actually a pretty nice looking tiefling, if we're all being honest with ourselves. And then out of nowhere, weirdos in red robes just started popping out of thin air, hacking at the crowd. And that's where we left off. More or less.
Yep. Titus attempted to stop the head tiefling who had spoken to the crowd with some bardic magic, but she was able to deter it, and that is when she sent in her followers / cronies to essentially just slaughter the people of this town. And you guys began at the very top of combat. So I'm going to have you guys roll initiative.
Hold on. I have to...
And for this, I assume that you guys can still split the retainers. Might as well start this up too.
Ultra Assailant, easy.
20, non-natural.
Evelyn.
My initiative.
There's 4 retainers, right?
There is Salem, Evelyn, Aldrich, Yeezy, and Emery. So 5 right now.
Don't have her retainer still.
Oh, that's right. Simon. So yeah. So it is 4 retainers between you guys.
Alright, which ones do you want, Geordi?
Were all of them sent?
Yeah, they're all in the previous chat history.
Okay. I'll just use Aldrich and Assailant. Easy and
So I'll roll for Yeezy and everyone right now.
Yep.
15 for Yeezy.
Is that 18?
And a 15 for Evelyn.
So their stuff's +3.
Yep. 4 initiative.
Okay, I got really fucking low. I got an 8 total. Assailants is 21 total. And Aldrich is 16.
And Emery got a 15. Move all your bad boys around. One roll. So I need Aldrich, or is rolling for him to roll contents.
Aldrich and who?
Just Aldrich.
20.
Aldrich will go first.
Here goes the only nat 20 I'll get tonight. Okay. I can't spell. Sorry to anybody watching the pod and you guys, except for lack of enthusiasm. I am just slowly dying.
Hey. You're not allowed to die yet.
I told him not to say anything before.
2 people have plans for me and I'm scared.
Just like if you
That's
can like
not
not
allowed to
die
die
right
yet either.
now, that'd be great because there's like things to do. And you gotta be a part.
Hey Matt, what happens when you die?
You don't get my skull.
I get your skull.
You get my skull, and I think you said you're making it into a weapon.
Or a mantelpiece, I'm not sure yet.
Harper's very fascinated with getting everybody's bones.
Specifically the skulls.
So, as you guys have witnessed the mayor be murdered at the hands of this tiefling, and the others rising up from seemingly invisibility to start slashing away at the civilians of the town, you guys prepare yourselves and rush into battle. The Rune Squad has also pulled up, like they've pulled out their weapons and things like that, and they have also jumped into the fray. But keep in mind that there are dozens of these hooded rogue figures through the town. So a lot of people are trying to like run as fast as they can out of these roads, but they're dotted everywhere, kind of with the layout that everybody was centered in this town square. So they've pretty much had a surrounding of the crowd, and just anybody that gets past them or in their reach, they just start cutting through. So the crew is rushed into battle. First person up is Sid.
Where are closest enemies?
I would say there are 2 people closest to Salem, about 10 feet away, and they're about equal distance from each other.
Like going opposite directions or like?
So they're in front of him, yes. So they're in front of him, but they're stood kind of to his left and to his right.
Let's go for the right one.
All right.
This next, maybe this one will be good. 23.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. Roll damage.
Yep.
You said 11?
7.
7. So
Single digit.
So Salenth runs up, charging towards this figure, and just boom, a clean slice into the guy's chest, and it sticks in, breaking through the armor. And he can see that there's still life in this person's eyes, but as he's like pushed the axe into him, you see the hood come off, and it's another tiefling. But he seems to have like purely golden eyes on him, and just a couple of scars that have cut up his face. And Salenth is still pushing into it, but the person's just like taking all of their willpower down and just collapse from shock. Next up then would be Titus.
The closest one to me is still the chick on stage, right?
There's the tiefling on the stage, and then there is one that has appeared about 5 feet next to you.
Which one's technically closer?
Technically, it's the one standing next to you, because you would have to take up movement speed to climb up onto the stage for melee.
Alright, then I will glare at the one on stage and then attack the one 5 feet away. The
Okay.
one 5 feet from me with my rapier.
All right, roll the hit.
Nat 20.
Yep. So, where are you hitting this guy? Where are you hitting this person?
Going for the throat.
Okay. So, you get most of your advantages when you're able to kind of confuse the person as far as like a sort of flourishes to distract them from where you're actually going to strike. So when you pull out your rapier, the hooded figure turns towards you with a dagger in hand and is trying to swing up and rush you, but he sees the point just flourish around, and eventually you drive straight into their throat, just piercing through into the other side, and all life leaves their face as you strike that killing blow, and they just go limp. And when they drop down, you don't even have to pull it out. Just the weight of their body falling just whoosh, sheathes it out of their neck.
Well then.
Well, the nat 20, so. Is there anything else you would like to do?
No. Titus is good.
Okay. Then next up would be Yizum. And Yizum is going to have to take a second because he normally has a good enough supply of water being on the ocean, but being on land now and having this combat just start up out of nowhere, he's trying to look around looking for a specific way to bring forth his weapons. So whoever is rolling Yizum, I need them to make a investigation check.
Alright. 18 on the roll. I don't know what his investigation, his intelligence.
Does he
is.
have it as a primary ability or an ability?
No, it's dexterity and
Okay. So then, yeah, he would get a +3 to that.
Okay, so it's a 21.
So as he looks around frantically, he's at eye level with a lot of people's waists, and as he looks through, he sees that somebody's holding a canteen of water, and he runs over, just like, would I be able to see this real quick? The person just, sure, and he just hands it over and just bolts out of the city limits, out of the town's limits. It's a relatively small town. A lot of the operation goes on in the mountains next to them. So he just takes off and bolts, and Yizum is able to pop it off, and in the one hand just summons up his two knives from the one hand and tries to find something to target. So there are actually 3 options for using. There's the one attacking Salenth, and then there are 2 more about 15 feet away.
The one attacking Salenth closer.
I would say so, yes.
Then that one.
Okay. Roll to hit.
19 on the roll.
Yeah, that is going to hit. Roll his damage.
It's just his signature attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not 11.
So, Yizem brings up these knives, and having targeted the one next to Salem, he just sends them forth. And as this guy is held up in his chest looking directly at Salem, one of them cuts across the neck, and another one just driving into its side, and he drops the blade, still with Salem's axe driven into his chest. Okay, so who's running Ulrich? Are you also running Evelyn?
I have Evelyn.
Okay, and this is going to be interesting. So, Aldrich, seeing this kind of chaos going on, he runs over to Evelyn, saying, something bigger needs to happen. He brings out his hand, and Evelyn sees that there's a ring that Aldrich uses. It's a silver banded ring with this jade gemstone in the center of it. Alright. Give me your amulet. And she holds out her amulet in her other hand, and Aldrich places it on. So he's taking his action to place his hand on and channel his magic into her. Next up is Tiefling. Well, the one on the stage, at least. Who you see after she has noticed Titus just glare her down. She takes it as a challenge, and you see her form just kind of like fade away in a wave as she turns invisible. What is your passive perception, Titus?
Oh god, how do I calculate that?
So it is 10 plus your wisdom. It's 10 plus
Your wisdom modifier, and if you are proficient in perception, wisdom.
11.
That is an 18 to hit.
That hits.
So, kind of looking around, trying to see where everything is going on. The noise of people screaming and just the footsteps going about. You know, you're trying to focus in on where she could be, and there's a feeling of presence behind you as her form comes back, and she tries to drive one of the daggers in, but breezes over your armor as you start to turn around, driving a dagger into your side. You feel it just pierce through the armor and digging into your flesh.
Oh, that's one form of penetration that could be happening right now.
So she deals 9 damage to you with this dagger. As it's driven in, she leans in, closer towards your ear. Is this the town you really want to die in? As she takes the dagger out of your side.
Can I use a reaction to grapple?
I wouldn't say to grapple. You can make it your next action, but I wouldn't say as a reaction. You'd be able to.
So what could I do as my reaction right now?
You can.
Because I want to keep her in that space.
Unless there's a spell that you have that pops, like, uses up a reaction. I wouldn't
No,
say
none of my spells are reactionary.
I wouldn't say there's too much you could do at the moment that is able to actually hold her directly in place.
Alright then.
Moving forward.
Next up is Evelyn. So, what is Evelyn's signature attack?
Eldritch Blast.
And that only targets one person. When Aldrich...
Depends on her level.
3. All of our retainers are level 3.
Yep.
What levels do cantrips level up again?
I can look up the...
That's- Okay.
Because I know as Eldritch Blast levels up, it gains more beams, and you can target other individuals with each beam.
I believe the first one
think
is
it's
at
like-
level 5 for a cantrip.
5th level, 11th level, 17th level.
Okay, yeah, so she can only hit one person with it right now.
As Aldrich has placed his hand and you can see his magic seeping into the amulet, she starts feeling empowered. And you can now hit 4 creatures with her signature attack.
That's a 17th level. Eldritch Blast. That's what that
Oh
is.
boy. Alright then. What's the range on Eldritch Blast?
120 feet.
Then it doesn't matter who I
Yeah,
point
pretty
it
much
at.
everybody
Just-
is.
I
in
just
your
need
attack rate.
4 targets, and I'm rolling.
Oh, you've got plenty of targets to hit.
I got 1 nat 20.
Okay.
I got a 19. I got a 16. And a second nat 20.
Okay. So, roll the damage for the 2 that weren't nat 20s.
Okay. What's the damage on Eldritch Blast?
1d10.
1d10. Why do people like this? 9 for the first one. I'm not sure her charisma modifier.
It is a plus 3.
It's a plus
I
what?
give her a plus 3.
Okay,
I
so
don't
the
think
first one's a
Eldritch Blast-
12 and the second one's a 10.
Gets a plus. It doesn't. Eldritch Blast
No,
doesn't say
it's
it gets
just,
a
it's
plus.
just the damage. But that's her.
Oh.
That's what her charisma would naturally give her.
Force damage specifically, if that makes a difference at all.
Okay, so the rolls were 9 and 7 for force damage.
Okay.
I'm not sure if mods apply. I don't Eldritch Blast often.
There's no modifiers. It's all base rolls. The only thing that
Yeah, you
gets
gotta get
buffed,
Agonizing Blast, right?
I think so. Yeah. That's one of the Eldritch invocations. So, as Evelyn brings up her hand and she has a hold of the underside of the amulet, so you see that magic rise up into her hand, she just brings her hand off to one side and just a quick wave across, and you see 4 bolts leave this range as she just knocks into 4 people. 3 of them drop instantly. One of them, it seems like it catches onto his shoulder and he gets spun around, landing prone on the ground, but he's not dead.
Ooh.
Come on, Henry. Use that gun, girl.
Bang, bang.
She's not proficient with it, so it's just her dexterity. But it will still hit. And as she sees Evelyn just send out these bolts of energy.
He does get an extra +1.
That's why.
Because
I did say
1
half
point
proficiency, so she has the +1. That will still hit regardless. She rolled
I know.
average.
Just to
so.
add on to what you know.
Right. Hold on. So, as she sees these bolts be sent out, she notices the one guy drops down, but he's trying to pick himself back up, and just as an easy target, being prone, blasts into the guy's back, essentially into the spine, and no movement from him. Oh, let's have some fun. So, one hit towards Salenth. Constitution saving throw.
Goodbye, guys. Okay, Salem's plus.
I think his Constitution he would get a +6.
19.
Sorry. So, two of these figures charge up towards Salenth and they're trying to stab into him. One of them he just bats out of the way with the handle of the axe. And another one, it tries to jab into his shoulder, but the armor is tough enough where it just bounces off. Stabs that one down. One hit towards Titus.
That's actually just damage.
I need better armor if I'm gonna keep getting hit.
Friggin' heck.
Give me a heckin' fright.
You've done a spook. So that is 4 damage as this female tiefling is stood behind you. You try turning around, and another one just charges up to you and slashing across the stomach for 4 damage.
So I take 4.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. This is not the way I wanted to be surrounded by beautiful women today.
Wait, that's one of them is going to hit Izum. Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. 10. On the roll. I don't know what his con is.
It would be +3 for him, so he does pass.
Yeah, so 13.
As he summoned these knives, 2 more try and surround him, and they both, with his size, he's able to just dodging up out of the way, and they stand trying to pretty much get on both sides of him and take him out. Aldrich needs to make a constitution.
This is just +3, right?
Yep.
Good old fucking 7.
That will pass.
Alan, what?
It is
Wait a minute.
so low. This DC is so low. I'm pretty sure everyone... at this point, I think everyone's just gonna...
I have to, what, do I have to crit fail to, like, fail?
Actually, with a plus, that you can't even crit fail. And they all... The lowest you can get as a plus is a +3. So, I'm gonna have them stop rolling Constitution, because eventually it's just gonna get more tedious than necessary, so none of them are
But
gonna
I
get
feel
hit.
like even a crit
I'm not
fail...
rolling Constitution then, because I have a +3 con.
Yeah, it based on how the retainers work for their DC. Compared to what these
crit
guys
fail
do.
still be a fail?
What's
Cause
up?
it's a crit fail? Wouldn't a crit fail still be a fail? Because it's a crit fail? Just based on the name.
Yeah, I would allow that, but as far as strictly numeric, like strictly a numerical outcome, it wouldn't. But I'd say yeah, if it's a crit fail, then that's an opportunity for them to get shanked. So, but yeah,
It's not like the one slot in the armor that's open. It's like, ah, there it is.
Why would you die? But yeah, it's gonna be very hard for these guys to damage your crew right now. Apart
Really?
from Titus. And,
Yeah, because I've been stabbed twice by 2 female tieflings. I don't know if the
Hi.
second one's a female. I'm just saying it is.
ooh,
I'm just standing in the crowd like, what?
okay, hold on.
Maze.
Evelyn, make a Constitution. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Evelyn.
Yep.
At 11 plus 3, 14.
Yep. Jet. So, to keep it quick, just let me know if any of these con saving throws are not ones. That's good. That's the only way these guys can get hit.
What's the save at 20? Do we disarm the enemy?
Sure. I would allow it.
Cool.
Friggin' Manimri needs to make a Constitution saving throw. And that is a 21, so she does not get hit. And Jocelyn.
Oh shit. It's the end of the fuck.
2 hits.
Why?
Dice don't like you. For 6
Oh,
piercing
fuck.
damage.
Fucking 16 AC and I hit it. You said 6?
Yep. 6 damage total. So, 2 of them rushed up to you as you're pulling out your guns, getting ready to fire on them. They seem surprisingly quick. Like these are pretty nimble people that are wielding these daggers. So they're kind of just like dodging past your barrel, where you would be able to get just like a clean shot off. One of them gashes you on the arm, and another one slashing across your thigh. And that's their turn. Jocelyn.
Fucking point blank these assholes that are in front of me. Non-nat 20 and 25. 1 bullet apiece.
Goddamn. Alright, roll damage for him.
Let's see. 11 and 12.
So, as these guys, almost as a simultaneous motion, just one slash in the arm, one slash on the leg, and they flip, kind of like a synchronized motion, landing on both sides, and it's just a moment where you stare them down, blasting them both in the chest, and they drop like a sack of potatoes.
Oh, fucking touch me.
Okay.
Oh my god. Anything else you would like to do?
Bonus action to do my little fucking morale boost thing.
Yeah.
Or fucking Titus and roll a fucking D4 for the other ones. All good.
What do you say to give them this morale boost?
We fought way worse than this. This will be done in minutes.
True and fair. Oh, yep. They're seeing how quickly these guys are dropping too, but mainly because you've been fighting, I'm going to say quotations, cultists, but more just the followers of this lead tiefling. You've been fighting them, and you just see them dropping left and right. Like, people are still getting cut through, and there's still a good number of them You also see the Rune Squatter just like one of them, the drow. She has this longbow pulled out, and as she brings it back, there's no bow in it until you see arcing kind of like blue energy form into the shape of a bow, or into the shape of an arrow, and she fires it off. You see it drive through one of these guys, and then it almost turns and beelines for another person as it just slams them into the chest as well and drives them backwards. The dwarf, you see him wielding this maul, and he's just like in circles, just swinging this thing around, knocking people off to the ground. The wood elf has two swords that he draws out from his back, and he's just slashing at these guys. You see him like pulling off gymnastics moves where he's like rolling across the ground and stabbing someone up in the chest, slashing at someone. And you see the tiefling that was with them, kind of the finely dressed tiefling. It looks like he's holding out two hand crossbows, and at one point you see him run over towards this one guy, and he almost gets directly next to his ear and whispers something, and the guy grabs his head, screaming out in pain. It looked like it cast a spell of some sort that drove some sort of psychic energy into this guy. Salenth, top of the order.
What is closest to him now at this point? Is there another one?
You've taken out the ones in pretty close proximity. The next one that would be closest is about 20 feet.
Charge.
Yeah. Okay.
No. 8.
Did you say an 8 or an 18?
8. Single digit.
So, that does miss.
That's what I was like, this is gonna miss.
I'm making sure.
I'd be a little more confident in the 18.
Because I've got the music playing for the stream, but it's overlaid with you guys, so it's just kind of me having to pick up on your quiet tones. But
On top
So-
of everything.
yeah. So, as Salenth charges up towards this guy, he's just like running up and just gonna like berserker smash into this guy. But you see this tiefling also, as he looks over and notices this large dragonborn charging him, he just his form dissipates away, and Salenth essentially swings into thin air as this follower has into the wind. Titus.
Alright, so I got the chick who's on stage in front of me, and to my side, I have one of the random tieflings that stabbed me.
They're both within 5 feet of you.
Alright, excellent. That makes doing what I'm going to do next much easier. I'm
You
going
have
to
a plus
slash
1
the
to your
one-
attack and damage and saving throws, by the by.
Ooh, nice.
For
gonna-
a minute.
Very.
I'm gonna slash the one that recently stabbed me, not the one who was on stage.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Wait, is it a +1 to only my damage or to hit as well?
It could be
Hit both.
Yeah, it could be for it's for attack, damage, and saving throws.
Do I pick which one, or is it just all of them all the time? For a minute?
It's all 3 for the minute.
Wow, alright then.
Gunslingers are specifically what Geordi, specifically the subclass that he chose. Like,
Commander / Desperado.
yeah,
23 to hit.
yeah. Yep. Roll damage.
Uno momento, because I am using slashing flourish. It's part of my blade flourish.
Okay.
I'm expending 1 use of my bardic inspiration to deal extra damage to the target I hit, and any other creature of my choice that I can see within 5 feet of me.
Okay.
So what's my? Oh, cool. I just have a 2d8.
So 5 plus, so 10. And then the extra damage is just flat, so 12 total, and then the d6 from my enchanted rapier. 12.
So yeah, I imagine you're trying to get the throat again, just cut through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another flourish, and with the momentum of your last swings, you're just carrying that over to this next attack, as just a big band just goes across her face, and then the actual slash across the throat, and just seeping blood down the chest and the shoulders. She falls back onto her back, and she is dead.
Alright, and then the damage also applied to their leader, apparently.
Okay. So, as you did this flourish, you cut across, and you're aiming for the throat, but you can see that there's almost a like it breezes through, and when you come across, the figure dissipates, and it's not like the slow covering of invisibility. It literally looks like a cloud that you've cut through, as it just breaks its form, and the clouds just dissipate away.
Where are people running?
Hey.
So yeah, you killed the one, and then you just slashed away what seems to be a duplicate.
Alright, moving on.
Okay. Yizem. There are, I would say, 2 people now. They're both within 25 feet.
And what's the max throw range on easy daggers? These little ice knives, water knives,
Give me 1 second.
knives.
1 second. It should say on your card, in case it doesn't. Nope, because okay, so I would say the max range for these would be 30 feet. Because he's not very
30?
proficient, but he can still use them in some effect.
Alright, I'm gonna put easy about 10 feet closer, and then roll to attack on the closest.
Okay. Roll to hit.
16.
So. Yep. So you just cutting into this one. Roll damage.
4.
So this time he tries throwing it out, and he has to almost concentrate on them as they get further away to hold their shape. But doing so kind of threw off his aim, and this one tries dodging out of the way and just has one of them cut across their cheek, essentially, as it flies past, loses its form, and you see the cut driven into the side of their face.
Darn it.
Aldrich.
Do things, or is
Yeah.
he still preoccupied?
Oh no, I'd say that was kind of the big thing to sort of clear out your guys' immediate area. So he can now just kind of take care of people that are still spread out from your radius.
Oh, no, sure.
I'd say there's about 3 more people that he could reach that are within his range.
120 feet.
Oh, it's 120 feet. So there, you can
That's what
target,
Chill Touch says.
you can target, you can pretty much target anybody right now.
I'm just gonna target the one that Easy targeted.
Okay. Just run his life force out of his body.
18.
That's gonna be a hit. Roll that. Yep, roll damage.
4.
4.
You ain't in bed now.
So, the spectral hand reaches across the battlefield to hit this guy, and it passes through. You see this gray life force getting dragged out of the body, and he's stalled for a second. Like, he seems to be stunned, but he's not dead yet. He's just been ripped through the chest, essentially, with this necrotic energy, and he just stays there stuck. Ooh. It's her turn. So, what is your passive perception?
1 6.
16. Okay. So the first attack that is made, you're looking around and you start to see this shimmering through it. It's not a very hot day, so you can't really put it to heat, but you see this shimmering approaching you, and as it gets closer, you start to notice the outline of a humanoid. It flashes out of invisibility, goes to stab at you, and you just stepping back from where the dagger was driving straight down into your shoulder. You just step back. Second attack. That's a 23. Not very good though. So, as you've stepped back, she almost seems like it's disadvantageous for her to get closer to you. So, whipping around the dagger, she tosses it towards you. And you can feel it across your other arm just slice through and just causing this pretty decent gash for... Nope, I lied. It's for 6 damage.
Not very good though. It does 10 damage. The fuck out of
Wait, what the? I was thinking about the modifiers all wrong. So yeah, it cuts across your other arm, and you can feel your warm blood underneath your sleeve just pouring out. You can almost feel it actually get to your fingers and sort of like gums up your grip on the pistol, but you're able to just tighten up and you keep holding. Evelyn,
Yes.
it is your turn.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. Who are you, Eldritch? Because Evelyn does also see the female tiefling in the black studded armor as she's just appeared in front of Jocelyn.
That one.
Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Is it still the empowered Eldritch Blast, or is it normal Eldritch Blast?
This is just a normal, because Aldrich took his hand off and cast his separate spell.
I rolled a 19 for Eldritch Blast.
That will hit.
damage for Eldritch Blast. 10 damage for Eldritch Blast.
Oh yeah. So, as she sees this dagger cut across Jocelyn's arm, she just summons up her energy. Another Eldritch Blast flying through the air. And this time, as it hits the tiefling, it doesn't seem to knock the wind out of her, but it has a push to it, where she regains her footing, having to throw the dagger, and just drags her 5 feet away as she just regains her stance. And the dagger that she threw at Jocelyn, they're sort of like I would say it's like a almost translucent energy this time. There's sort of that same kind of waving energy that they use for invisibility, except it forms and then solidifies into the dagger that she was using. One Emery. Jocelyn got hurt. Time to get shot. Okay. How that works? So. Yeah. That was.
Got her time to get shot.
Yeah, it's a time to die. Where's it at? Am I dumb? I am dumb. Because it's right here. Ooh. Okay. So, 5 damage.
My turn.
As Minimary brings across her aim and fires at this. I'm going to say rogue to differentiate between the followers and the actual leader. So she fires into the rogue, and kind of it looks like the same arm that got cut from Jocelyn. Same arm just gets skidded across with this bullet, and sort of that deep maroon blood comes out of the wound.
Eye for an eye, am I right?
We're not done yet. It's now all the other people's turns that can stab you with daggers. So, you can see that with the time that has passed, and how much the other how much the other tieflings were able to actually damage these people. You can see that everyone who was able to get out of the way and out of this town have all fled. And now standing in this town square is the Rune Squad, you guys, all of the other tieflings. But you just see strewn across the ground civilians.
No guards in the damn town?
What's up?
Are there no guards in this damn town?
There haven't been guards in these. There haven't been guards in this specific district in a while. Because nothing like this has happened in 100 years.
You still have guards.
How many tieflings are there?
Tieflings that are left, there are, I would say, 7 of the rogued ones, and then the rogue.
I half expected you to say 70, and I was about to be like, how the fuck they fit all of these tieflings here?
Nah, it was a good number, but between you guys and the Rune Squad helping out, their numbers have been drastically reduced.
Imagine there were 70 tieflings. Like, they just brought more people than were in the town to kill the town. Like, they really wanted this town dead.
So, you guys see the ones that are left, and they've got the blood of civilians dripping on their daggers as you just see the carnage, the slashed throats, the bodies that have piled up just everywhere along this town square. And now these last tiefling followers charge in towards you guys. One of them tries to hit Sail and fast. Tries to hit Titus. That's a... What's your AC?
14.
That's a hit. Titus is not having a good
I'm
time.
glad Matt sounds disappointed.
Titus is not having a good time right now.
Titus is not being penetrated in the way that he would want right now.
It's a good thing they only carry daggers, because it's 3 damage. This time the person, in kind of a reflection of the rogue throwing her dagger, just and into your shoulder. A dagger actually sticks out of your body as it digs into your shoulder. One of them's gonna try use him. He fails. One of them's gonna try Ultra. And hits. AC's 13, right?
Yep. Yeet. Oh god. I rolled a 2, so that's a total of 5.
So, yeah. Doesn't
This
take any
guy,
damage.
shit.
Doesn't take any damage. Just it gets real close though. Like you notice that this guy just charges straight up and tries to drive the dagger actually up into Aldrich's gut, but it seems like there's just a moment where Aldrich has both his hands above the tiefling's hand and is like holding back the dagger for a second before eventually he just brushes it away and steps back.
Tiefling was hungry.
One's gonna try Evelyn. And fails. One of them's gonna try Memory. And that's a natural 20. So there's this rule that I want to try out if you guys are cool with it, where
I like it.
pretty much I'm asking I'm pretty sure I know what your guys' answer is gonna be, but I'm gonna ask regardless. Because it hasn't happened yet since I've implemented the rule in the other game. So, with a natural 20, if it's dealt to a PC or an ally, there would be a roll that I make, and there's a chance that it can leave a permanent mark. As in, like, scar
Oh yeah, I don't.
up to losing an eye.
Yeah.
You guys are cool with that?
It sucks, but
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
it could be a lot worse.
All right, then I'm gonna have to need a second to pull up this bad boy right
My memory. So I'm about to be really pissed off.
here. Oh,
It's fine. I can heal it.
well, it's a natural 20. It could be permanent, unless there's a greater restoration or some similar spell cast on it.
Give me. What level am I?
5.
That's my highest spell level. 3rd. Give me 3 levels. I got it.
So a year.
Depends.
I mean, Matt's generous with XP so far, but I don't think he's gonna be that generous.
Wait, will greater restoration also fix a damaged kidney and liver?
I haven't read the. I think it should. Like it's pretty good. But
I might need to get my hands on a deck of
What are you looking for?
well, since no one's watching the stream, they won't mind if I do.
Yeah, surprisingly, actually, no one's here today.
And again,
Strange.
not an issue for me. I mean, I'm just happy that we've been
It's
able
just
to
odd because
do
there's
it.
usually somebody here.
Yeah, at least one person.
Oh well. I don't know what the fuck's going on today. That's like got everyone busy.
Sure. But people got their reasons.
Oh well.
No problem. I'm just happy to be playing with people. You know, being able to actually continue doing this on a regular basis. I'm surprised. Actually. Oh, losing an eye is a low. Losing an eye is like a low result on this table.
I would assume so. You're losing a fucking eye. I'm gonna be upset if this is actually roll.
Oh no, I'm sorry. So it's okay. So yeah, one is losing an eye. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about this as like the other way around. So she got off actually pretty well. So as this person runs up to Menemery, they same thing that they were trying to do with Aldrich, except they hit. And this time when they drive the dagger in, they slice across. Instead of just pulling straight out, they just slice through her abdomen. She needs roll. Constitution. Let's say she does so disadvantage. She passed. Somehow she doesn't take any damage. But
She got a scar.
essentially what happens is that this wound, it's going to permanently make her do a Constitution saving throw. And if she fails it, she loses her action and can't use reactions until the start of her next turn. So this dagger is cut across her abdomen, and you actually see bits of her, bits of her organs, actually poking out through like the clothing as this wound just opens up, and you see a little bit of the actual muscle of her stomach opened up and just pouring out blood onto the ground. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say for natural 20. So because I'm doing this with the effect, I'm gonna say it does lower her by 1, so she's at 2 health points. Normally, it would be if they fail it, they take 2 levels off. But I'm gonna say for nat 20, it would be it would bypass the save and just take 1 health point away, or 1 health up. So she is now at 2. And you just see her, this one still standing in front of her. You just see blood and a little bit of her entrails sticking out of her body. And she also has a little bit of blood that like seeps out of her mouth as this wound is afflicted on her. I don't know if that makes you
Yes. Sorry, I'm very emotional.
Don't worry about it. Just unload an entire fucking round into...
I may waste both my attacks to kill this dude, but you know, it's whatever. It's fine. He's just gonna die a little.
Sounds like he's going to die.
Oh, and then last one at freaking Jocelyn. Jocelyn, it is your turn.
So you know exactly who I'm shooting
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
at. You know what? Because I'm fucking upset. I'm going to spend a grip point as well to do disarming shot.
Okay.
19.
Yep. Roll the damage.
This motherfucker needs to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, that's right. Hiya! What is the DC for this?
14. I think. Wait, hold on, let me double check. Did I change that? 8 plus versus 8 plus.
Is it less than a 10?
No.
Then it is.
It is a 17.
God. Then yeah, he definitely is. Yes. He definitely fails.
And he takes 14 damage.
So you remember your first session? What happened to
Yay!
that half orc? Same exact thing. You see it enter through the top of his hand, and it looks like the bones and muscle of his hand just explode. The dagger drops, and in the shock of this wound, he just drops down to the ground until eventually he just stops moving.
That's kind of what I was hoping for.
But you also see that Minimri is on one of her, on both of her knees as she's trying to, recover herself from the wound that was actually driven into her stomach.
I'm gonna go run over to Minimri.
Okay.
Just kind of stand in front of her guard. And then use my second attack to shoot the fucker that tried to stab me.
Okay.
21.
Yep. Roll damage. My brain is not working.
9 damage.
Yep. Straight through the head. Pick up. And, the person is kind of having to look past you to see where the shot is coming from and just through the temple, coming out the other side. Two cultists. That was 2 followers dead. 5 left, and all right. Then it would be top of the order with Salem.
Is there another fucker close to him?
So yeah, there was 1 follower for everybody in the party. So everyone's got someone within 5.
13.
Oh, yep, that will hit. Roll the damage.
What is his plus again? Plus 3, so 12.
Straight up, comes down on the person's skull, on the tiefling skull, and just drives down through their brow and through their nose, and he twists the blade of the great axe, and you see the skull fracture with the force that he applies to it. The brain matter that seeps out from both ends of this large, I think a gash is an understatement. It's just this cleave. You see brain matter and almost viscous, clear fluid, like the fluid just sitting inside your head to protect your brain. That all seeps out, and having cracked the head open, it just falls straight backwards.
I'm glad you paint very vivid images.
How did it
Very good.
have to do something? But 4 down, or 4 to go. Titus, it's your turn.
Alright, so is Miss I'm going to turn into smoke as soon as Titus Rook tries to hit me with his sword still standing next to me, or is she gone?
She is about 60 feet away from you, and she was standing near Jocelyn, but now she is just kind of trying to pick her target now.
I'm gonna call up her specifically and say, "Hey, we haven't finished our dance, lady." And then run up to the close in her direction, but whatever enemy is closest to where I'm running.
Okay. So, I would say that there's actually a person within 5 feet of you, because there is one tiefling that tried to attack you.
So they're about to get the business. End of my blade.
Mm-hmm.
That is 19 to hit.
Okay. Roll damage.
That is
8 plus 13 damage.
So
4 of it being necrotic.
through the chest, stabbing into the person, straight through the back, and all life leaves their face. Bring out the blade, falling straight backwards. And you look over at the rogue and say, "We're not done with our dance," and you start running over towards them.
Oh, I also... So it's 5 feet. That gives me 25, and then because I use... is it when I make any attack action that I just get to move faster?
Yep.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I get an extra 10 feet of movement.
Okay. So you would
So
be
35 extra feet after moving the 5 feet to attack.
Right.
No, I wouldn't have to move 5 feet to it. So yeah, it's just 40 feet straight towards her.
So yep, you are 20 feet away from her.
Cool. I would Bardic Inspiration, but I'm probably gonna need that to save myself. All right, moving on.
Okay. Next up would be Yizum. There is a follower within 5 feet of him.
Are they looking at Yeezy?
They tried to stab Easy.
Oh. Let's see, what are the cool things, Yeezy?
He can water knives.
Windy water.
He does have that
Ooh,
too.
yeah, we're gonna do this. Wind. Or can he only do water stuff?
No. So I described it before as his water blades get encased in like the swirling cycle, like the small cycle of air that just circles around it and goes forward when he feels the damage.
Alright, we're doing wind.
All right.
17 to hit.
That will hit.
Where's my D8? Oh, I'm so glad I did that. So 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 2 d6 is 6. 12 total.
So the two knives, since they're so close, just brings them both into the tiefling's chest, and then the cyclones that circle around them kind of like they join together into one small tornado of force, and they push through into the person's chest. You hear the breaking of ribs as just the sudden pressure breaks down on their abdomen, and
Like, blend up their inside.
and dead in the dirt. There are 3 left. Aldrich. There's another one within 5 feet of him.
I want to make him blind.
Okay. So,
I really, cause like I don't think I'll be lucky enough to do enough damage to kill him.
does it require a saving throw, or is it just straight up they cause blindness?
I need to look that up again. Hold on. Let's see. Con save
Okay.
against his spell DC, which I forget what we determined that was.
Give me 1 sec.
Wait, I can cast this at 3rd level.
Saving throw, so they are 3rd level. DC is 13.
I can cast this on 2 people.
Nice.
I wanna make the other bitch blind. The one that portals around like a faggot.
Okay.
He has to make the same save. And then at the end of their turn, they have to make that save.
Okay. So
Wait, how far away is she?
I would say she's about 20 feet from the one Aldrich is.
It's a 30-foot.
Okay. So the one that attacked Aldrich, that one blind. Portal, Rogue. You said the DC 17.
You said whatever the DC was.
Oh, it's 13.
I don't know what his spell DC is. I don't have that on his card.
She just passes. So
Was
you
re-
do see, yeah,
I
you
had
do,
the option, so I was like, fuck it.
right, yeah. So you do see that it just encases her and it's trying to cause this blindness, but she just shakes it off. The magic flying. Okay. Yes, that one is now blind. And ooh, freaking buddy, look at this. It's time for Evelyn. Okay. Doc
Hey,
Lewis!
Doc.
Hey! What the hell, dude? What's going on?
Another.
And thank you for the host. I really do appreciate it. Dude, I'm glad you could actually make it. It's not been very eventful today. It's been a lot of combat today, but I'm glad that you could come
It's been
by.
Titus getting stabbed.
Yeah, Ty's been getting
He's been
stabbed.
penetrated multiple times and not in the way he prefers.
Ooh, buddy. So I need Evelyn to make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, Lottie. That's right.
It's a nat 20.
So yeah, she does not take any damage from this, but as this rogue is charging towards Evelyn, you guys see that her form, it breaks up, and then two more clouds start forming next to her, and as she runs to stab at Evelyn, these two form into copies of the rogue. She's done with that. So it's actually Evelyn's turn.
Eldritch. But actually, hold on. Let me see what else I can do.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Doc. Yeah, there haven't been a lot of the people that are usually around here at this time. They're not here. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast.
All right. That's fine. We know
Yes.
that anyways.
Pick a target.
Astro, with the freaking host. Thank you very much, man. Really do appreciate
Everyone's
it.
showing
Also,
up.
Yeah, thank you for showing up. Like, we've been worried about you, man. Where have you been?
We appreciate you coming to the stream.
We
I
appreciate
rolled
your
a 13
eyes,
and I don't
your
know what her
ears,
modifier
and
is.
everything else. Glad I made it. I got lucky landing a night shift tonight, so I'm awake. Not wait. Oh, that's right. So, yes, nice. We gotta see how long we're actually streaming for, but hopefully it doesn't cut too much into your time before work. Also, sadly, I've been going through some hard lows lately, but I'm on the recovery. I'm sorry to hear that, man. But
I know those feelings.
we're here for you. Freaking hug. However, I can transmit my hug to you. I do hope you get better, and I hope you get on those pretty good highs. With or without drugs. That's up to you. I'm not your dad. So.
Being here hopefully helps a little bit.
I'll hug the shit out of you, boy. Don't threaten me. So, Christ. Thanks, man. No problem, dude. You're one of the boys. Care for the boys. So, well, okay, don't do that. So,
Thank you.
Evelyn cast out. What did you roll for Eldritch Blast?
I rolled a 13 and I do not know her modifier.
Modifier is +3. So 16
That's a 16.
misses.
Ah,
So normally it would be that she rolls it with disadvantage. Since I didn't tell you that before, I'll let that keep. But essentially what happens is that as she fires out the Eldritch Blast, she gets confused by the appearance of these two other forms of the rogue, and tries firing off the main one, just barely breezes past their head as the rogue continues charging forward towards Evelyn. Memory. She is bleeding, and her organs are slowly peering out of her huge wound that's in her gut. She takes a second to stand up fully, and is just trying to pick herself up. Yep, she got nat 20 and slashed across the stomach. So there's little bits of like her intestines that are seeping out. She stands up and she looks over. Sorry. And she pulls up the pistol, trying to aim at the rogue charging towards Evelyn. Oh, that's right. I need her to make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, Memory.
I was like, you're rolling for her, and then you tell me to roll, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Every time it goes over my head. It's okay, my dude. Life happens. Sometimes you gotta take care of business. I haven't been a doctor. Yeah, we know you weren't a doctor, but it's okay. Which is saying something because it was almost at every stream for the longest time. Yeah, exactly. But again, you gotta take care of yourself, man. Like, just take care of yourself before you take care of others. Okay, cool. So she can't act because as she tries to pull up her arm, the pain.
Closing parenthesis.
Freaking Doc, thank you so much for the $10, dude. I love you, man. You're the best, dude. Oh my god. Thank you. Oh, would you like to put that $10 to use? Because there are the notes at the bottom there. So if you wanted to, you could give one of our boys or girls a rare item. So, as she lifts up her arm, you can see that there's more blood that seeps out of the wound. Rare item. Thank you. Because now, I get to look through this and find a reason why there's a rare item just lying around, but I won't figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Who gets it, Titus or Jocelyn?
That is a good question. Who do you want to receive this illustrious item? I'll figure that out in a second. So yeah, as Minimri raises up her arm, you see a little bit more, you see more blood seeping out of the wound, and she drops back down onto one knee, and she's not able to will herself to pick herself back up. Roll for it. 1 through 10 is Jocelyn, 11 through 20 is Titus. Okay. It's good to know. So Minimri is now
Minimri's trying to do things. I'm just gonna be like, stay down. Fight.
You can see that a little bit more blood is seeping out of her mouth. And she's just holding on to her chest, trying not to collapse. Please don't let me die. It's those boys' time. It's time to get stabbed. So, Salem killed his. Titus killed his. Yizem killed his. Aldrich
Blinded his.
blinded his, so he's gonna try and swing. He does so at disadvantage. That's a spicy 2. So, just straight like in front of him. But Uldrich's already stepped back about 5 feet, so he's just slashing in the air in front of him. Evelyn, I don't think she hit hers. Yeah, it's gonna hit. So I need Evelyn to roll a con saving throw. Who got it? It's gonna be a surprise.
19.
It's gonna be a little secret. So, here, I'm going to freaking. So, yeah, the dagger tries driving into Evelyn's chest and the armor. It just scrapes past the armor. Give me 1 second, boys and girls. I've messaged both of you with who got it. Or marking the secret for our players. And one more. I'm gonna say this one. Tries to slap the crap out of Jocelyn because why the heck not? That's 21.
Don't.
Going for 3 damage. So this one again turns the blade around so that it's in their hand and launches it towards Jocelyn and into her other leg. Just sticks out of her leg. Hey Jocelyn, it's your turn.
Fire at the one that's stabbed. Also, to iterate for Doc and Asher, since you guys are here, and I don't think I've said this while people were here, the reason there's a lack of enthusiasm for me right now is because I'm getting sick. I want to die. I'm dedicated to this damn campaign, so I showed up.
Yes.
Straight up. 200% dedication.
25.
Oh yeah. Do you have the work today?
Oh.
Good.
I got a 2 to 10.
Rest
No,
up.
I literally yelled at my managers about that. Like, you cannot schedule me on Mondays. I have school, and then I have a regularly scheduled program that I always attend, and I'm not missing.
Good. Rest yourself. Drown yourself. Or coffee, whichever one. Nice.
It's mostly sweet tea.
I'm gonna make margarita.
Sure. I mean that.
9 damage to the fucking asshole in front of me.
Right between the eyes.
The next
Dead
shot's
on the
going
ground.
towards the blind motherfucker that's stabbing at Aldrich. And while I'm doing that, I'm calling Aldrich over to help.
Okay.
Because I am not a medic.
Yep. So Aldrich, he runs, bolts straight over to Minimri, and he sees the huge cut in the entrails out of her body. It's just like, she's go. I'll take care of her. Don't worry. And he goes into his satchel.
16.
Just files. Yeah, that's gonna hit. Roll that damage
13.
through the neck. Fires off. His
The
neck.
poor blind man.
His neck like erupts, and the head just
Ew!
rolls off the body as the body itself falls forward, but the head rolls backwards.
Cool.
Aldrich may have told me to go, but I'm gonna stick here to keep guard still. So if anything comes to attack, it's going to attack me, not them.
Okay. Alright. So yeah. So, top of the order, gonna be Salem. There's only one left, and then the rogue.
Well, he's gonna go after the rogue.
Okay.
The rogue's a cunt.
Roll with this.
That's a nat 20.
Roll with this.
Fuck! That is a... Why can't I do these? Fuck, man.
Because we're not in high school anymore.
My brain literally just shut off.
What'd you roll?
15 total. There we go. I did it.
15 total.
9 plus 6. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't. My brain was just dead.
My children,
Holy
receive
shit.
even greater books. One
Ugh,
have
fuck,
received a gift
I-
from the gods.
I don't know what AC is gonna be, but fuck.
I shall also bestow
Astro!
upon another a gift from the
Freaking
gods.
Louis Suave Fry
Forward and
with the
pledge this
10
realm of evil.
extra dollars. You're the fucking best. Doc, you're the best. Holy shit, guys, thank you very much. And
Could you finish reading the message?
now it's not a secret anymore. You both are gaining rare items. Courtesy of the ethereal court.
The
Couldn't
ethereal
even
core, I
finish-
like that. It's real nice.
Couldn't even finish reading the message, Astro, but...
Thank you guys.
I can't see the messages because I don't have Discord. I don't have Twitch.
So,
My phone gets
That's
funky running Twitch and Discord,
mhm.
despite it being a new phone.
So that misses. It's close. Read the message to them. My children, you face even greater foes. One of you hath received a gift from God. To aid you even further on your journeys, I shall also bestow upon another gift from God. Push forward and cleanse this realm of evil. Says Astro.
That's fantastic.
They must hear
In the
from
words
the
of
God.
the finest word. Okay.
Astro was the top donator with $88. Jesus Christ, dude.
Wait, how much did he donate?
He, in total, he's donated $88 to this stream.
He went ham on the one shot because there was donations there too. He just went fucking off. Astro's just a ball.
I think in that one shot, he had a true god complex.
A little bit, maybe a little bit, but no one blames you. You know, you're bestowed the power, and you know, you got to use it. Otherwise, it's just
You guys hear the ducks?
ducks. I don't see ducks.
Yeah, there's ducks in the pond.
Oh. I am your god. Good Astro. Alright, so Titus. Kia, it is your turn. Quack.
Alright, how far away is Menemery and how far away is the rogue?
Okay, so the rogue is now 15 feet away, and Menemery is now 20 feet away.
Healing word on Menemery.
Okay.
Bonus action. So she gets healed for 6.
So, Titus, you cast out Healing Word, and Aldrich is essentially feeding her these potions, and you can see that from your combined efforts, I expect prayers from me every time you rest. Thank you. Prayers give me power. Prayers give me gifts from the gods. Gifts from the gods are given to thou from prayers. Wow. There better be someone's got to build a shrine for Astro. That's what he's expecting. He has the power.
What would Astro symbol be? A comet?
What do you want as your symbol, Astro? What do you want your holy symbol to be? So,
Listen, Jocelyn needs a god to worship. Astro
if he's the
Fireworks.
god of give me free stuff, then sure, I'll worship him.
Dude, I can't make luck, but fucking God can give me gifts to combat my bad luck? Fuck yeah.
So, between your guys' efforts, you see that the entrails slowly retract back into her stomach, and the wound that was opened up is being webbed together and healing over.
This is no place to die, child. Not for us. And then I'm going to
Yeah.
go up to the rogue and just start stabbing.
Okay. Roll with disadvantage.
Alright, because she wants to be a little cunt and fucking phase in and out of my reality. Alright then. Cool. That's fine. That's great. Doesn't matter because I rolled 2 15s.
Yeah.
So that's 21 to hit on both.
That will hit.
So yeah. Awesome. And because I kind of really want her to die, I'm using Defensive Flourish to add more damage to my hit.
Okay.
Alright, so let's start with that's 10 plus 13 19 to hit. 19 damage, I mean.
Some damage. So, just
And my AC goes up to 20.
the flourishes come out, and you're actually starting to dissipate one of the clones away as another cloud forms around that space into thin air. And stabbing through the chest, it pierces through, and you get a clean hit through the chest. And as she looks at you, her sort of darkened black eyes just go pure black. The damage is still done, but it doesn't seem like she reacts.
Told you, darling. Our dance isn't done yet.
I haven't pulled out my move yet. Yeez 'em!
So how far away is the other guy? I know there's like one more person here.
I would say they're within 10 feet.
10 feet?
Mhm.
I'm gonna have Yeezy run up to this man, jump onto him, and just start stabbing him
Okay.
frantically.
Ah! Okay.
That was about right.
So yeah, I need him to make a athletics check.
A dex check.
A athletics check.
Athletics is strength. I rolled a 17. I don't know what his strength modifier is, so apply that.
So he does manage to climb up. Roll your hits.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Hold on. You can see it. It's right there.
I can't see it because I'm not in Discord right now.
It's right there.
But I'll take your word for it. So, roll your damage.
Check.
What is...
This would be your second attack, so this could also be your last wind attack as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he would still get the additional from wind.
He still gets the bonus from wind. So 6 plus 8, 14 plus 3 is 17, and then 4d6. 20, 23, 29, 31 damage.
So
Yeezy's not fucking around with these knives.
Yeezy brings both knives around this dude's neck, and as he drives them in, the force damage, like just that force of the wind, just tears through the wounds that the knives create, and the head pops off, and the body, halfway, like pretty much from where the bottom of this dude's neck was to his belly button, is split in half. And with the weight of the two halves of the body just spreading down, eventually the rest of his body just cuts into the middle. And this follower is now in two definitive halves.
And he's covered in blood.
Easy is
He has
in
some
fact.
problems that he needs to work through.
Think Yeezy needs anger management?
He just needs a therapist.
I think we all need a therapist at this point.
Aldrich. It's your turn, friendo.
He is worried about Manimri.
Okay. So, hang on. What's up, Astro? So he's saying next to, I want my symbol to be.
My small boy to be
I can spell.
I understand you were going for small boy.
Don't worry, I believe you. Small
got
boy.
you.
I just wanted to be a very tiny man. That is all I want.
Is there a continuation to this, or is it just gonna end there?
Astro is the god of suspense. He just leaves you hanging there. So, Aldrich is focusing on getting Manimri back into fighting shape. And he also notices that the wound that is healing over, it looks like it does scar over a little bit. And she still has that pain that racks her. I want a sword and shield. Sword and shield.
Symbol to be sword and shield, huh?
He wants a sword and shield.
I get it. But how do you want them?
Hey, Sink
Sonic
Dragon,
Gen-
you are a poopy head.
Gen fan 456. Oh, what's his name?
Well, that sucks. And I mean,
Oh, welcome. No.
I never knew that I would I never knew it, but you've opened my eyes. So I really appreciate that. Now I can at least have that like as a badge. It's like Sink the Dragon. Thank you. I'm gonna put that in my
I haven't
display.
heard that insult
Yeah.
so long.
I don't know. Are you serious? Do you genuinely not like me? Because if so, I understand. It's easy
like
not to like me.
It's such an elementary school insult. It's so weird
Unless-
to hear.
Like, if it is a real insult, cool. But if it's just someone memeing around, then hey, like, what's up? But I don't know. I also like how you separated. It's not how it's spelled. No, I don't have you. No, I don't hate you. I'm just a bearer of truth. You want a holy symbol? Because I can make you a god in here. That's fine. Like,
Everyone in chat is allowed to be a god.
just god of the truth. You want that?
God of poopy heads.
It's just such a weird insult. Like, it's just an elementary school insult.
Is
It's
it the
just
hat?
so
I can take
weird.
the hat off if you want. It's actually pretty hot, so I don't.
Not a rat.
We'll put that right there. Anyways, we're gonna get past that. We're gonna get past that and continue playing D&D. What we were going to be doing originally.
It's gonna be difficult for me to get past that.
Just try your best. So,
Guys,
Elementary.
staring at an otter. Where'd it go?
wait, what's up?
There's a baby otter in the pond.
You think her den is right there?
Do I have to play shipping and
shipping
handling
and
to be a god of the
God.
poopy heads? No. Completely free.
You have to play processing and handling.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want worshippers, i.e., see, you're good. You need to pay.
Yeah, essentially. You see those things at the bottom? Those are just optional. You don't have to, but it's like, if you want to be a god, it's got to be some sort of tribute. You know, I'm the bestower of this gift, so you're gonna have to get a little worship on yourself. All right. Just saying. So,
I'm surprised we don't have a god of memes yet.
maybe Sonic Gen Fan could be the god of memes. We'll just do that. We'll just have it be Uganda Knuckles because his fucking
Uganda
memes are so
Knuckles!
fucking old.
We need to move on from this. This is derailing so fucking hard. Good lord.
Anyways, so
What the fuck is going on?
Aldrich is focusing on getting Manimri back into fighting form, and he
Yes.
notices that she still has that pain racking her body from the wound she was given. The rogue, as she has been stabbed in the chest by Titus's rapier, she just rips it out from the impact point, and she flips over your head. Do you know the way? Do you know the way to the chungus that touches the spaghetti, my brother? See, you're getting it. You're getting the hang of it.
I just got cancer. I'm already dying.
So, she flips over you, and as she lands, you can see that her eyes. Do you know the way? You see that her
Spiral.
eyes, like that jet black color, it pretty much her entire body turned black. And you can see that as she holds out her hands, a spray, an entire circumference of daggers just emits from her hands and just flies off in this 15-foot radius. I need everybody to make a dexterity save. Yeah, memory did not fare too well.
16 for Titus. 14 for Evelyn.
Where the hell is she standing?
She is standing. I believe she's standing. No, that's a good question.
Yeah, because if it's
Because
15
again-
feet around me, because she basically flipped behind me.
Yeah, she.
And Jocelyn is standing to make sure that.
Oh yeah,
memory-
you guys are like 20 feet away. So, I would say Titus, Evelyn, Salenth, and Yizum would probably be in range of this thing. Aldrich, Menimri, Jocelyn are all 20 feet away.
19.
Okay. Well, Evelyn got a 15. I got a 17 for me. And then who else do I have to roll for? Yeezy?
Yep.
Yeah.
13 for Yeezy.
So, Yeezy and Evelyn both lose 1 health level as this spray of daggers emits from the rogue's point. It just Titus is able to just duck and bob and weave out of the way of these daggers. Salenth is just tanking the whole thing. Like, the armor is helping him out, and he's also just like holding up the axe up to his face so that some of those daggers just bounce off of the axe head. But Yizum and Evelyn are both struck 2 or 3 times with these daggers, and when it ends, the daggers disappear, but you see that the wounds are still left in their bodies. It's Evelyn's turn.
I'll just flash.
Right? Roll to hit.
Nat 19. So I think our charisma is like +3, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's gonna hit.
Okay. So D10. 1.
So you can see that when Evelyn busts out her energy, it seems like she's weakened a little bit by the strike she took from the dagger, and it doesn't look as solidified as it normally is. So it just hits, and she does feel that force against her chest, but it more so just impacts her chest and then spreads off until it dissipates. Menimri needs to make Constitution saving throw. And she failed to get, so she cannot take an action this time. And all of these boys are dead. So Jocelyn, it is your turn.
Phew.
Alright.
gonna spend a crit to do. What's it called? Game shot, I think. The one that knocks the bitch prone.
Okay.
If I hit.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, wait. So if I land this hit, she will need to make a strength. So. You know what I'm not doing? Landing the hit. 13.
Yep. So you fire off. It looks like it does hit one of the duplicates, and that duplicate also loses its physical form and fades away.
Fuck it. For my second attack, I'll do the same thing. I'll spend my last crit point and try again.
Okay.
23.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. So she will make
So,
that.
strength saving throw, 17 is the DC. I don't think it makes a difference.
No, it doesn't. It just
But,
adds
yeah,
to
she's-
how much
She's
you
knocked
suck at
prone.
that. Yeah. Oh, sorry. How much damage was it?
I don't know if she fucking... I don't know if she takes damage from knocking herself prone harder with a nat 1, but, you know.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Like, add like a D4. Just fucking breaks her nose on the floor.
2 damage as this shot impacts her armor and that force drives her onto her back. She takes the 2 damage from impacting the ground as hard as she does.
And then throw on another 12. Yeah.
So, yeah, she gets slammed with this bullet. And as she is lying on the ground, she's trying to get back up, and you can see that the wounds that she's sustained already are starting to take effect on her. And you also see that the Rune Squad, they've also ran over with their weapons drawn on her. And as she looks around, she sees all of her followers that she brought with her are dead. And she is surrounded by... There's 7 of you guys, and then 4 from the... So 11 people, all with their weapons drawn on her. She rolls herself on... She rolls herself over and picks herself up, kind of picking herself up onto one knee. And she looks around at all of you. Yes, almost bad timing. No matter. It's already done. You want to deal with the consequences? See for yourself. And you start seeing her form. Starting with her hands down to her arms and then her head as it starts disappearing within this building.
Problems.
That's 2. That's 2 people who have fled from us as we are winning. So I don't think everyone we fight is just a bunch of sore losers.
So combat is now over.
Cool.
You guys look around and you still see the carnage that was left by these tieflings. Just hitting anybody they could find. Maybe 50 bodies are left in this town square. And as combat ends and you take in this scene, there's almost an eerie silence in the town where nobody else besides you guys are stood here. Everybody else has either fled or went into their homes. But nobody's coming out yet.
Or died.
Or died. And that silence almost feels like a sensation in and of itself. Like that deafening quiet. And then, actually, is there anything you guys want to do as you're stood in this mess of bodies.
Are any of us a cleric?
Sorry, what's up?
Is anybody a cleric?
Nobody that stood with you guys is a cleric.
I just want to help Tendo in memory.
Okay. So, you go over. Aldrich is continuing to kind of look over her, make sure that she's able to stand up. She's not feeling too much pain. And you can see that there's those jolts of pain that she gets when she, like, leans forward. And you also see the scarring from that wound across her stomach. But she is able to stand up, hold her own body weight for the most part. And she can't really talk. Like, seems like she's just getting through those waves of pain that come up whenever she tries and moves.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on them.
Okay.
So she regains. Where is it? 12 hit points.
Okay. So, you touch her shoulder, casting Cure Wounds, and you can see that she's not having as many of those moments of, like those spasms from the pain anymore. It seems like it's relieved, but you see that there are still moments where there's a little bit of a grimace on her face, like a little twitch, as there are still kind of moments where moving in certain ways brings that back. But otherwise, she looks to be healthy now. And you, again, also see the large scar across her stomach. And then, a cart rolls into town. And sat at the driver's seat, holding onto the reins, is a gnome. And walking next to the cart is a unusually large metal turtle. And as
God
the
damn
gnome
it!
brings the cart forward, kind of like entering into the city limits,
Yeah.
he sees you guys and the Rune Squad standing with your weapons out, and he sees all of the bodies strewn through this town square. Did I miss the festival?
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
You're a bitch. Fucking.
Travis
Daughter,
is
react
gonna-
to him.
Put away his rapier.
This is just such a mess. My God.
Yeah, it is.
Would you guys like to buy anything? Maybe distract yourselves from this whole thing that you maybe just went through? I have some pretty good things in here if you'd like to take a look.
Yeah, just give me 5 minutes, and I'm gonna start going through all the cultist pockets.
Okay. So, I need you to make a perception check for me.
What?
What's up, Geordi?
Non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20.
Well, actually 21 because jack of all trades.
I should probably have this prepared, but that's fine. I'm gonna find it. So,
Geordi, who's the metal turtle?
This is
Harper doesn't know.
This is my character, Gelbin Mechatork, who is an artificer and proficient gunsmith who owns a metal turtle construct, who at one point I plan to make a literal tank.
Yep.
So, whenever I introduce him in my game, he's usually the turtle in the cart and everything. Like this whole setup, usually. And then sometimes he'll showcase that the turtle has a turret in his shell that can be activated and deactivated up on will or at will.
All right then.
So,
The problem with Jocelyn has no idea who the fuck this is. But I want her to know who the fuck this is. Be like, you got guns. Give me.
please. So,
But she don't know he got guns. And plus, she's distracted.
she is distracted. So, Titus, as you are searching through these guys' pockets, I would say that collectively, you have found around, I don't know, maybe like 75 silver. You see their weapons again. It looked like they were just wielding daggers, but the daggers themselves have these like crackling fire patterns on the actual blade. They're not colored, they're just kind of etched into the metal. And as you're searching, you also see that each one of them has a token, a metal token, and on the front of it, it has painted on with red the picture of a flaming sword.
For now, I'm gonna hold on to all of that, commenting that all these cultists are broke as hell. Not gonna go through the slain villagers' bodies, as that is disrespectful. Though I do contemplate. When I go over to the man with the metal turtle.
Okay.
All right, what do you got?
Well, here, see, let's see. What is it exactly that you like to do in combat? Is there anything that you want to make better? Is there anything that you want to replace?
I throw spells, I heal, I stab people with a sword. Outside of that, I'm a musician by trade.
Okay. So, let's see here. Well,
You know what's funny, Matt?
Hmm.
You run your Tuesday campaign, get to the point where you introduce Gelbin. Doc's gonna know the description right away because he's actually here for this one.
yeah, he is, and I'm fine with that. That's cool. Well, I do actually have something I picked up in one of the districts. I think it was Larnwick. I'm not too sure though. Let's see. Oh, yes, there it is. And he's searching through his cart. Eventually, he pulls out what looks like a 8-stringed mandolin type instrument. And I can't send it to you. But I can through Facebook. Haha. I will.
That's
No, what the fuck? Copy.
While Titus is shopping and all that, I'm gonna have Aldrich help me lead Manimri to my old house, mother's house currently.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, you and Aldrich trot over, and as you open up the door, you're just looking around. You see that, your mom has just some knickknacks that are laid across the mantle. Just
oh
Couches
shit,
and
Jocelyn.
things of that
Probably
nature.
make sure your mother wasn't killed.
Don't worry, out of play, I did think about that, but it's right now not Jocelyn's first.
You don't
Okay.
hear anybody at the moment inside, but you just see that everything is still almost lit like someone just left.
gonna lead them to where my room used to be, and then lay him in bed.
Okay.
After that, leave Aldrich to her, and then just start looking around the house.
Right, sure, of course. And you're looking around the house. You can see that there's some food that she was prepping. You know, she had her kitchen utensils out and everything like that. Looked like she was going to be cooking up a dinner. And searching around, you're not seeing her around.
I'm gonna hate you even more by the end of the session. I'm gonna hate you a lot by the end of this session. I can tell already.
Who knows? First, gotta find this stupid freaking thing that I just want to send him, and I can't because it's here we go.
Wait for that transaction before I head back out.
So Harper, I know there's not a picture in there, but it should say the title, and you should be able to Google it. So it looks like this orange and brown, like it's orange with the wood, and then there's brown leather that kind of is strapped along the back of it. And you see it's this pretty simple 8-stringed instrument. Well, I mean, I have this here. It's not, it's nothing special. I just kind of nabbed her from someone who's in a thrift shop, like a thrift sale,
How much?
I mean, you see that he's contemplating a price, and then it seems like in an instant, his mannerism changes. It's like, I don't really need it. You can have it if you want.
Well, I'm not one to decline free things, so yes, I think I will take this.
Excellent. Let's see. Red. Ooh, okay.
So this is just going to inspect.
Jocelyn, as you're searching around, you don't see your mom, but Lade, you actually go up and check her room just to make sure if she was, up there waiting for everything to pass over. You don't see her there either, but you do see lying on her dresser is what looks like a simple gold chain necklace, and on them are these tiny red and orange marble type spheres on the front of them. There looks to be about 8 of them.
I know you want me to take it, but at the same time, I have no reason to. I want to head back out to where the battle happened.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of look around the bodies to see if any of them look familiar.
Make an investigation check.
I don't want to. I don't want to know. I feel like a low roll is better. Because I don't want to know. 9.
You don't see her. None of the bodies look familiar to you. Well, let's see now here. So, as you're searching, Jocelyn, Titus, you see that the gnome is going back to his cart. And it looks like he's pulling out a lot of these different, metal type devices and laying them out on his counter there. You see the turtle is also just, lumbering up to you, and it doesn't break eye contact. It just stares at you.
I'm just gonna keep glancing between the gnome and the turtle.
You glance. It looks like about a minute while this guy's pulling everything out, and the turtle just unbreakingly just continues to stare at you.
Does your turtle have eyelids? Does it blink?
No, it doesn't. And you look back and you just see its eyes peering into your soul. Doesn't break.
What does it mean when it's staring at you?
Oh, it means it likes you.
Are you sure about that?
Positive. I built him,
All right, then.
Takes another minute, and it does not break eye contact. It doesn't move either. It looks just like a statue. But its eyes, like, even if you move, the head then turns to follow you. Unending gaze. Here we go. Well, let's see here. Well, I have some ranged weapons. Oh, look here. So this is a little device that I've created. It's something that you can actually put on your wrist, and it does a nice little amount of what you would call magic damage. So you see that it's essentially this little contraption with, it has like a very small handle. There's a circular ring on it. And then you see that there's a small barrel kind of carved out where there's the barrel and then there's a little casing outside of it. He holds that up to you and just like, these are actually very nice. Kind of in a pinch, You got to do a little work to use it to its full capabilities, but it's a nice little doodad if you're in a pickle. Oh, I've also got these things. They're like gloves, but they shock people. And he holds them up to you, and they look like standard metal gloves, except the knuckles are plated with this solid iron piece. And you can see that there's a little bit of like very small cracklings of electricity off of it.
I can think of 6 different monks that would love to have those on their hands right now.
Ooh, I also have these, and he brings out these, they essentially look like bracers. So you strap them on your forearms, and then the actual piece on top of the arm looks like this rectangle of metal. Well, what you got to do is you put them on like that, and then you have this little triggering device, and when you pull that, and as he shows it to you, it expands out into this black, essentially this like very narrow, stout shield with 2 claws that emit out of the very front of it. You could have these on both at the same time. They do a nice little bit of damage, but they're also made to be a wall. You need to be the wall.
Defensive's not really my style.
Sure, no problem. Ooh, yes, I've also got these little things. And he shows you these woven cloth glove, but studded around the actual hand and the palm are very, very small gems, and they look to be translucent. They're very tiny, and you just kind of look at them. There doesn't seem to be any color coming off of them. It just seems like very small little like bedazzlements or like jewels that are placed on it. This is a nice little one because it doesn't do much as far as damage, but, and he slips one of them on, holds them out in front of him, and you see this rock that is sat a little bit of ways away, maybe like 20 feet. You see that start to lift up, and he picks it up about 10 feet and hovers it in the air, and then whoop, he waves his hand away, and the rock just straight down drops to the ground and sits there sedentary. It lets you lift things from a long
Hey,
distance.
Evelyn, get over here. The gnome has a stick that levitates things.
Oh, it's not a stick, it's not a stick, friend. It's a glove. It's 2 gloves, actually.
Evelyn, get over here. He has gloves that levitate things.
Uh-huh. How much are you looking at for the glove? Hey, Geordi. Did you ever get around to those prices for the items?
No, I did not. gloves are expensive, though. I'll tell you that much.
You do have a considerable amount of money. Remember that, though. So,
Tell me, gnome turtle man,
yes.
what can you do with this? And I unsheath my blade and just show it to him.
Ooh, okay. Well.
Careful now, it's an heirloom.
Right.
Made by my grandfather, passed down to my father, inherited by me.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, man, I have a quick random question that just came to my head. That tiefling that we just fought, is it the same tiefling from the elemental plane? Or are those two different tieflings?
Two different tieflings. This
Okay,
one
so
was more rogue type. The one you saw on the plane, or that you saw in the astral plane, was a wizard.
So I have currently a list of 2 people that I'm going to chase to the ends of the plains to kill. And possibly, depending on how the situation goes, a third one is going to be on that list.
Question, was this tiefling hot?
The one you guys just fought?
Yes.
She's objectively attractive.
All right, good to know. Moving forward.
All right.
Objectively.
Well, unless I was able to actually break it down into more manageable components and rework it, there isn't too much I could do as far as the actual weapon itself. I could give it some extra capabilities, however. Would you be interested in
Now, if you
sort
were
of
to break it down, could you put it back together?
if I'm saying it, that means I'm pretty sure I would be able to put it back together. Don't worry about that.
How long and how much?
Well, let's see. I could have something along the lines of it being able to be stored pretty well, essentially being able to retract into its handle and then come out when you need it. Also giving it a little bit of additional elemental damage of your choice, if that's what you would like.
Up the damage. Don't need much in portability.
Sure.
People tend not to try to steal from me when they see a blade.
Sure. I'm not really too sure of those ways, but I'm going to trust you. So is there a certain element type that you would like to apply?
Doubt Thunder Nuts is. And I bring plenty of the blood myself. I got nothing. What does chat say?
Does anybody in chat have recommendations of what Titus should apply to his sword?
Because Titus brings plenty of necrotic damage as is.
You do fire, lightning, cold, thunder, god smiting damage. So radiant. Well, no. Yeah. So I mean, you could play both sides. Add some radiant damage onto it.
Is force damage an option?
Yeah, he could put on a gem to give you a little bit more push.
Oh yeah, force damage. I'll take force damage any day of the week.
Sure. So, out of play, how much does your sword do normally?
Okay, my sword currently does. As soon as I can get this thing to move. Scrolling up. Titus's heirloom rapier does 1d8 damage. And you already slotted a gem in it that gives it 1d6 necrotic.
So, I'll put another gem in, and it will allow you to do a extra, let's say d8 of force damage. It'll be a little bit of a cost, though.
What's it gonna cost me?
For this, and because I have to work around another gem, I'm gonna say we cut it at about 100 gold.
Any way for an extra 50 you can make that blade a bit sharper? I'm talking god-killing sharp. Tiefling slicing sharp. Dragon cutting sharp. Angel rending sharp.
If you want this type of blade, you would consider getting it smelted with silver. Unfortunately, that's all outside of my area of expertise. I can sharpen it for you, though. Maybe give you a little more capability.
I hand him 150.
Alright. So he takes the gold, and you can see that he places it on one of the shelves, and then takes the gold that you gave him, and opens up a little compartment on his cart, dumps that in. You see just a decently sized pile that's kind of sticking up into your view as he closes it up. Well, is there anything else that you would be interested in?
Not in particular. I'm sure some of my companions will be interested in your wares.
So you see that the rest of the crew is kind of like walking up to the gnome and kind of picking around what things he has. Jocelyn, you finish up with looking at the bodies, and you feel safe in knowing that your mom is not one of the bodies that are laid out here.
That's safe, but probably gonna search it now.
I'm gonna turn on this video. Did you repeat that?
May feel safe in the matter, but probably gonna continue searching the town to see where she ran off to.
Okay.
Do need to let her know too. Random people are gonna be.
Right. So, as you're searching around the town, kind of like on the outside of the perimeter, you see that going northwest, you can see that there's a book that you remember her having on her person is dropped on the ground. Kind of pages face down with the cover, the hard cover of the book upwards into your, like, visible to you. And you can see that there are a couple of tracks that also lead through that forested area, heading directly northeast. Northwest.
Kill up here. I'm picking up the book,
Okay.
drawing one of my guns, following the tracks.
Okay. So,
I don't
as
want to do this. My brain's telling me don't do this. But that's not what's gonna happen, and I know it.
So, Titus, as the rest of the crew is kind of like picking through what he has, kind of negotiating prices and stuff like that, you take a look around, and you remember seeing Jocelyn looking through the bodies, and then when you look around again, you don't see her anymore.
Oh dear, that's coming. I quickly run over to the Rune Squad. I hand them all but one of the daggers and all but one of the coins, and say, "Here, this is evidence, I suppose." And then run off looking for Jocelyn.
Oh, thanks there. Well, it's all daggers though. We can smelt them down. Get a little bit of extra metal in there for it. No, we gotta talk to a blacksmith though. It's fine. I'll be able to talk them on. And you see them you hear them discussing as you go off. And as you're walking up to the one trail that was made with a couple of the footprints, you look off, and just barely in your vision, you see Jocelyn with her pistol out, heading down that trail.
I'm going to draw my dagger and follow.
Okay.
Have
So
a little.
you guys head down the trail, and you are making your way through this forest. The rest of your crew doesn't know that, though. That's where we're gonna cut it.
I hate you. I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Why?
I don't have my sword for this.
Why?
Dang it, I have to make with a D4 damage.
The rapier does a D6, I think.
The rapier does a D8. I don't have my rapier.
Yeah, he doesn't have it with him. He just gave it to Delvin to tune up.
Oh, I thought you had a separate sword.
No,
that
I
sword
only
is
carry
the
the
rapier.
one sword and a backup knife just in case.
Okay.
I am a main weapon kind of guy only. This
Gotcha.
knife is as sharp as the day I bought it, because I don't use it.
I have a short sword I can hand you. If a fight actually happens.
Maybe.
Am I proficient? I'm proficient in sorcery.
So you should be good with that. And you got your magic still. But it's
Yes, and I have a mandolin that I can't use.
I mean, you can. You just need to attune to it.
That requires a long rest. I don't think I'm going to get a long rest in a forest.
Attuning is 1 hour. It's a short rest.
That requires an hour. I don't think I have an hour.
Well, this is an interesting take on the situation. So, yeah, that's where this session is going to end, with Jocelyn and Titus leaving the city to track down Jocelyn's mom.
Well, I'm tracking down Jocelyn because I don't know why Jocelyn walked into the woods with a gun.
So we'll see what happens. And the rest of the crew is not
As far as
informed.
Ty's concerned, Jocelyn doesn't have a mom.
I mean,
I hate that you're playing on the fact that Jocelyn cares really much for the people she's been around.
I gotta play on something, man.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
I believe that's called a knife, and the DM is just currently twisting it.
Oh, I will say too. You didn't pick it up, but the necklace. That was your rare item.
Yeah, I know. I had no reason to pick it up. I had absolutely zero reason to grab it. It's like, yeah, it looks cool, but guess what? It's my mom's.
Fair enough.
Well,
you know it's there now,
We'll might get it.
and you know she had.
Next
You know
time.
that she owns it, for one reason or another.
I have a mandolin.
You do.
It's been really difficult to do anything with her. It's like, there's a lot of things me as a player wanted to do. But as the character, it was like, yo, you fucking, oh, you're so worried. Stop being worried. See, she dropped her book and she got dragged off into the woods. I have a right to be worried. Shut the fuck up! We need stuff! Be worried later! I'm just expecting this at the end for her to be dead anyway. Be upset. I'm just gonna be very upset.
It's okay. It's okay. Jordan. We'll get through
It's not
it.
okay.
We'll get through it.
You don't give a fuck!
But I do though. That's why I do this, because I care.
Here. You just want to see me suffer.
I would
Hell,
love to
are you
I would love to
entertained by my
both of you-
suffering?
I would love to see both of you suffer, but it's like
Currently,
I don't know what the plan
Suffering.
with Titus.
It's hard to make me suffer. Titus has already suffered.
Well, now it's officially a challenge. Jocelyn, you're good for now. I'm gonna spend the next 6
I'm
months.
not good, because my mom's still gone!
It's fine. You'll find her, and then I'm gonna spend the next 6 months punishing the shit out of Titus.
Good, I'm tired of it, man. I'm sad. You have made me very sad. Throughout this entire game, I've had no, redemption for
There's
the sad.
one way to punish Titus. One. And likely at this point, you'll kill us all.
I have the problem of, I'm still like sad from A tier dying at the beginning of the thing at the fucking tower. So I still need to kill that tiefling douchebag, who is also you.
We have to
And
kill
then
Thunder
you
Nuts.
killed Gray.
Yep.
So I gotta kill you twice.
And then we have this female tiefling that you want to kill that Tyus kind of wants to seduce.
Maybe a little bit.
I want to. I don't want to kill her as much as the other two. It was only dependent on how much I would have wanted to kill her, depending on if I found my mom dead or alive. And right now, I haven't found her. So I may have a whole different douchebag to deal with after this, if he runs away, or she, the shit.
It was a she.
But I don't know what kid. It could be she. It could be the tiefling still, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be some whole new enemy that's like, ha! Here's a new fucking antagonist bitch here. Enjoy, motherfucker. Pick a one to chase. I dare you. I'm gonna kill you in every pathway.
Well, this is definitely going to be interesting to see next week. So, guys, thank you for being here and playing. Everyone that was in the chat, thank you guys for being here, including you, Sonic Gen fan. I appreciate you as a person talking to my stream. I appreciate you still. If you're still here, if not, I don't care. But Doc and Astro, thank you guys again for the donations. Yep, Doc, thank you so much for the donation. Astro, thank you again. I tried giving him the item. I tried. She didn't want it. Titus does have his
It's
item.
sitting on my mom's dresser. Why would I just take something sitting on my mom's dresser?
That's to like use it. Like use it for
There was,
when you need it.
there was like no note saying that it was like gonna be a gift for me. There was nothing on there that I never found her to talk to her about it.
Not yet.
So it's just kind of like, oh, she has a nice little necklace. I'm not gonna steal from my own fucking mother.
If
Matt,
you need to kill someone.
there's a very important question you didn't answer.
Yes.
And I, and possibly the chat, want to know. Did we level up from this?
Oh, I want to know that as well. I
We're
want to know how much
sitting at
experience we got.
9,300 experience points.
How much experience did we
How much do you need for a level up?
got? Oh, fucking lot.
Titus needs his extra stab.
D&D level up 5. 14,000 total to be level 6.
So, because of how low these cultists were, you gained 300 from killing them. No, I'm sorry, 500. Gained 500 from killing them total.
Each?
And then 500
Nope.
total.
Just
And then 500 for also fighting the rogue.
God
cool.
damn it.
10,300. I knew. Level up, why the fuck? That fight was really easy.
Why'd you tell him that? Now it's gonna get harder.
He knew that was easy.
I
We were
did.
one-shotting it. We were one-shotting almost every fucking thing there except for the road.
Yep.
We're going to stab. We're going to impale her, penetrate her in many
Somehow.
various ways.
You can do whatever the fuck you want to her. I do not give a shit about her.
Unless your mom.
Unless your mom's dead.
Unless she's the reason my mom is missing, I do not give a fuck about her. I
What if
mean,
she is
yes,
your mom?
I'm upset. That would be the most confusing fucking backstory in the world. Because I am a half-elf. And if I am half tiefling as well, I'm missing some stats here.
I think you need a charisma bump, sir.
Fucking
You need some horns.
need a lot of things.
Need some more color. But, so, yep, everyone that was here, playing, watching, saying shit, donating, thank you guys. Can't say how much.
Fallen
I
was
do
lurking
appreciate
at.
you guys.
I don't know when she joined, but I noticed her in the list. A while ago.
Who?
Matt's face.
I don't know how long she's been lurking, but she's been.
Who?
We'll throw
Fallen.
the lurkers in those people.
Oh,
So
hey,
thank you,
freaking
lurkers.
Fallen.
I don't know how long she's been lurking because I noticed her a while ago in the list because I keep like opening up the list,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, interesting.
Well, if you're here, Fallen, what's up? Thank you for lurking and hanging out, however long you did. Guys, you want to plug anything?
I need to pull up.
I still have nothing to plug.
I
Get
need
something
to always
plug.
have tabs.
Damn it.
Hold on, give me a second to pull up my fucking. So I can get the fucking. Alright. There's that. I have a
I'll
YouTube
plug
channel.
for somebody else.
I do gaming stuff. I'm currently uploading Crash Team Racing Story Mode, Resident Evil 4. Just finished Psychonauts. So that's getting replaced with something new now. It's probably just going to be the Psychonauts VR experience, because I just finished recording that as well. But yeah. That's primarily gaming stuff. You want to keep seeing me derp around in D&D, come check out this stream, or the Real Tick stream on Tuesdays. Matt also hosts that, and sometimes I guest star.
Yep.
But yeah. If you want to check me out, check me out. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't bug me either way. It's a hobby, not a career choice.
Is there anything you want to say
I have
to the
nothing
people,
to
Harper?
plug. Respect yourself. Love yourself. Drink water every day. That last one, non-negotiable. Absolutely not. You better drink water. You think about drinking coffee? Nah. Put it down. Grab the water. Drink it. More than a bottle. Go buy a reusable
Less than
water
that.
bottle from Walmart. Actually, no, not Walmart. Screw Walmart.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Go to
Fuck Walmart.
Target. Don't order it off Amazon either, unless you've got Amazon Prime and you can get it the next day, or if it's cheaper.
If you got
Just don't buy it from Walmart.
If you got Amazon Prime, you could also use that to get a subscription to freaking whatever I get enough followers. You can get a subscription to me and this shit.
Which I really want you to get enough followers so you can have emote, because I want Nat 1 and Nat 20 emote.
Now, yep.
I want a Titus Rook emote so I can spam it.
That would be cool. I would
If
also
you're gonna have a
wanna do
sad emote, it's gonna be Jocelyn at this rate, because you are making me sad. It's just gonna be
It's just
Jocelyn
sad,
sad.
Jocelyn.
It's because I am just sad.
I also kind of wanted sad times because I noticed I've been saying that a lot more recently.
Sad times.
It's just sad times. I just want that as like blue text, and it's just kind of like shaped to be like tears. It's just it looks like tears
Sad
being
times
before
followed
sad
by
times.
Jocelyn crying.
Yep.
Two separate emotes, but you should always put them together.
Right. Yes.
Does this group have a name? Because if so, it should just be Group Sad Times, because we have just two very sad people on the party.
The depression.
Great depression.
Depression on the Infinite Seas.
We are the Great Depression. Fear us.
We have Jocelyn, who
have
nothing
parents?
seems to go
Not
right
anymore.
for her. Nothing seems to go for Aaron.
Jesus.
His parents were killed.
Well,
God, I'm 1/3 Batman, aren't I?
that's up to you guys. If you'd like to name yourselves, I'm perfectly cool with that. Yes.
Listen, man, I'm too sad to think about that shit right now. I'll think about it later.
No later date.
Me and Harper can discuss that one later.
Hmm.
Especially after I've had sleep and I'm not dying.
Yep. Yeah,
Alright.
good shit, boys. And yes, tomorrow I'm going to be hosting the Real Tick for our Tuesday campaign, Reign of Chaos, and Geordi is actually going to be in that one as
Probably
Shadow.
not, though.
We're in a
2 to
pretty
10 tomorrow.
yeah, we're in
So
a pretty decent part like of their quest. They're about to end a quest, so if you want to go check that out tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Who
go
knows?
Check that out.
Maybe one of these days I'll be able to hop in on one of these other games. Depends on time.
than scheduled.
Maybe.
Tomorrow I will not be able to make it.
Oh.
I work 2 to 10 tomorrow. I'll send you Shadow's character sheet, though, so you can
Okay. That's cool.
But
I can actually have battle music in there now, so you're not taking it to space, Geordi. I'm kidding. I mean, I will, but it's not a nuisance for you to do without having to go there.
you,
Pretty cool.
you're the one that puts me in there, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how often I'll actually be able to make those.
Well, no, that's fine. More so just because it is that like they're actually going into the stronghold now. Like they're actually this is the session where they actually get to the stronghold. So more as along the lines of like getting everyone there to be part of that fight. That's fine. I'll run them. I'll run everybody. But yeah. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Reign of Chaos. Hope to see you guys there. Hope you give the real Tick some love, some support, and until next week. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.